Here's senior investigative reporter Tony Plohesky with an update on the murder for hire plot that involved a local dealership executive.
I'm Tony Plohesky. We're learning more about the two victims of what authorities say was a murder for hire plot orchestrated by Austin car dealer executive Erik Charles Maund. Federal officials say Maund was having an affair with a woman in Nashville in early 2020. That's when investigators say her estranged boyfriend began trying to extort money from Maund. According to investigators, Maund then hired 3 men to have them killed. Their bodies were found in Nashville in March 2020. Both had been shot in the head. We are learning now more about those two victims, 33-year-old Holly Williams and 36-year-old William Landway, including their turbulent and sometimes violent relationship. I want to bring in Mariah Timms. She's a justice reporter at the Tennessean in Nashville. That's a sister paper of the Austin American-Statesman. Mariah, one of the things that you point out in your reporting is that Williams' friends and family believe that she really was ultimately a victim of 2 men she trusted, both Landway and Erik Maund. Can you just talk about that sentiment among her friends and family?
So Holly Williams was described by friends and family as sweet and trusting. It seems like from some reports we can find that she and Landway had been in a relationship for a few years. And in the last few months of their lives together, it turned sour, at least. There are reports of domestic violence. Landway was charged both with domestic violence, domestic assault, and later aggravated assault after the second time that Holly called the cops on him.
We've not really been able to establish much of a connection between Erik Maund and Holly Williams beyond what authorities said in the indictment of Maund. Have you been able to learn any additional details about their connection, maybe how they met or how long they had this relationship?
So honestly, no. I think that's a big question in the forefront of everyone's minds. A couple of friends mentioned they maybe heard whispers of someone in Texas and it wasn't going well, but that's the extent of what we've heard so far. A lot of questions linger about the nature of their relationship, how long they've known each other, and how it got to the point where it did.
I want to talk about both of them as individuals. Certainly, Holly Williams had lived in Nashville and in the Nashville area for some period of time. By all accounts, had a number of friends there. What have you learned about her specifically?
So Holly, I believe, grew up in Marcusboro, Tennessee, which, if you're from Middle Tennessee, is very familiar. It's a rapidly growing town just outside of Nashville. In 2017, she was approved for her medical esthetician license, which is after you become a cosmetologist, you can specialize in that. And that work can be very broad. Some medical estheticians help burn victims learn how to apply makeup to their new skin to figure out how to make that easier for them going forward. She was quiet and sweet and shy, is what everyone said. And Bill's life was tragic from a young age, it seems. We have reports from the time that show that his father broke into his mother's home on Thanksgiving Day in 1986 and stabbed her to death. This was just a week after he reportedly took Bill hostage at gunpoint. Bill's father was sentenced to life in prison for that murder, and Bill was raised by family members after that. But he was quieter, he was more reticent, he was less likely to share his feelings with people, and sort of slipped away from some of his older friendships.
Mariah Timms from the Tennessean in Nashville, thank you so much for your reporting on the ground there. Erik Charles Maund and the other 3 suspects do remain in federal custody. Each will likely face a detention hearing in federal court in Nashville in coming days.
That was Tony Plohesky reporting a very informative update. Thank you.